Okay, we're now on the back side, and now we're going to start with number 9, where we have a number and a variable, actually a monomial, outside of the parentheses, which means we're going to have to distribute here. Remember, to distribute, we're going to take the outside and multiply by each term inside. This is considered one term, and this is another. So let's multiply this together. So 7x squared times 5x squared. Multiply the numbers together first. 7 times 5 is 35. Then x squared times x squared is x to the 4th. All right, let's multiply this first term by the last term. So we have 7 times 11, which is 77. And then we have x squared times x, which is x to the 3rd, and then we have a y. And that would be it. Okay? All right, the next one, you can use the box method or distributing method. I'm going to use distributing method. Take the 5 and multiply it by both of these. So we have 5x times x, which is 5x squared. We have 5x times 5, which is 25x. We have negative 7 times x, which is negative 7x. And negative 7 times 5 is a negative 35. Look for your like terms, which we have a negative 7x and a positive 25x. So leave the 5x squared here. 25 minus 7 gets you a total of 18x minus the 35. All right, remember when you square something, it's multiplying itself twice. So I'm going to rewrite this as 6x minus 8 times another 6x minus 8. Okay, it's like the same thing twice. This is a 6, by the way. All right, let's multiply it out. 6x times 6x, that's 36x squared. 6x times negative 8 is negative 48x. Negative 8 times 6x is another negative 48x. And negative 8 times negative 8 is a positive 64. All right, let's add our like terms together. So our like terms is negative 48 and negative 48. These have the same sign, so it's like adding. They don't cancel out. So negative 48 plus negative 48 is a negative 96x, and then we have 60 plus the 64. Okay. This next one has 3 terms. Your distributing property, just make sure you go an extra 1 on the end. If you have the box method, make sure you put that extra row or column of boxes. All right, let's multiply it out. I'm going to use the distributive method. 3x times 2x squared is 6x cubed. 1x plus 2 more. All right, 3x times negative x gets you a negative 3x squared. Then we have 3x times the 2, which gets you a positive 6x. All right, now let's distribute this negative 3. Negative 3 times 2x squared is a negative 6x squared. Then we have a negative 3 times negative x, which is a positive 3x. And then negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. All right, add our like terms together. So start with the highest power. There are no other x cubes, so we're just going to use the 6x cubed first. X squareds, I do have a couple of x squareds here. So negative 3x squared and negative 6x squared make negative 9x squared. I do have some x's that I can put together. 6x plus 3x make 9x, and then you still have that negative 6, which is the constant at the end. Okay, we're going to do that same type of thing here for this next one. We're going to take x squared this time and multiply it by each of these. X squared times 2x squared is 2x to the 4th. X squared times negative x is a negative x cubed. X squared times 2 is a 2x squared. And now we're going to multiply the 5. 5 times 2x squared is a 10x squared. 5 times negative x is a negative 5x. And then 5 times 2 is 10. All right, add our like terms. Start with the highest power, which is the 2x to the 4th. There are no other terms with x to the 4th. We're done with that. There are no other x cubed, so we're just going to put them negative x cubed. Next one, we do have 2x squared. We're going to add that together. So 2 plus 10 is 12x squared. There are no other x's, so just minus 5x, and that's the only constant, 10. Okay, this last one might look complicated just because there's extra words, but it says, what is the product? What does the word product mean? Product means multiply, so really just multiplying these out. 7x plus 2 times the 7x minus 2. And then we're just doing what we just did above. 7x times 7x is 49x squared. 7x times negative 2 is negative 14x. 2 times 7x is a positive 14x. And 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. There are like terms here, the negative 14x and positive 14x, but those actually cancel each other out. 14 minus 14 is 0. So really you just have 49x squared minus 4. Okay, last column. So remember that we spoke about two different things. We spoke about perimeter and we spoke about area for rectangles. So remember that area, you multiply base times height. And for perimeter, you add all the sides. So area you multiply, perimeter you add. Okay, so let's read these problems. So first of all, it says that the length of a rectangle is 2x plus 1 and the width of the rectangle is x squared plus 2x minus 1. Let's just go ahead and draw a figure that represents that part so far. So here's my rectangle. We have a length of 2x plus 1 and a width of x squared plus 2x minus 1. Write an expression to express the perimeter. Perimeter, that's the adding. Okay, so we can go ahead and write all the side lengths on this picture so we can just add like terms. The top is the same as it is on the side. Okay, all right, we're going to have to add all the like terms. So remember that when you add like terms, you're looking for the same exact variables and exponents. So I have x squared plus x squared. That's going to be a 2x squared. Now let's do our x's. We have a 2x, another 2x, another 2x, and another 2x. So 2, 4, 6, that's a total of 8x. And then we're going to do the numbers. So I have a 1 plus 1 minus 1 minus 1. Well, the plus 1 and minus 1 cancel each other out on both, so this is it, because those all cancel. All right, so that's the perimeter. All right, now let's take a look at this next problem here. So again, write a simplified polynomial. So that word simplified means you have to multiply it out or you have to add it. Remember perimeter for this. It's asking for perimeter of a rectangle. That means we're going to add them. So I'm going to go ahead and put the bottom length, which is the same as the top. The left is the same as the right. And now we're going to add our like terms together for perimeter. So adding up all of your x squared. So I have 6 plus 6 makes 12 plus 1 plus 1. That's a total of 14x squareds. Now we're going to add our numbers. So we have 4 plus 4, that's 8. 8 minus 2, and then minus another 2. So that's going to just get me 4. Okay. All right, find the perimeter if x equals 4. So we're going to just plug it in here. So we have 14 times, and then we're plugging in the 4 in for that x there. Remember orders of operations. You start with parentheses, which I have parentheses but nothing to simplify. Then exponents. We have to do exponents before we multiply, before we add. So 14 times 16, 4 squared is 16, plus 4. All right, we're going to multiply now. So I'm going to multiply this out since I don't have a calculator with me. So 4 times 6 is 24, 6, 8, and then we have 14. So we have a total of 224 plus 4, which gets you 228. And this is in feet. Okay, perimeter is just feet, whereas area, remember, is the units squared. All right, write a simplified polynomial representing the area. Well, this is the first area problem. Remember, area you multiply. So I'm going to slide this back up so you can take a look at the picture here. But area is just base times height. This is your base, this is your height. So you're going to multiply those together. 6x squared plus 4 times x squared minus 2. Let's slide this up. And then we're back to multiplying it out because once it's simplified, you have to multiply it out. 6x squared times x squared is 6x to the 4th. 6x squared times negative 2 is negative 12x squared. 4 times x squared is 4x squared. And 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. All right, we're going to go ahead and add our like terms, which is this negative 12x squared and 4x squared. So 6x to the 4th minus 8x squared, which is negative 12 plus 4. And then you still have the negative 8 at the end. This is the simplified form. And then the last step is to find the area when x equals 3. So we're going to plug in 3 in here. So we have, let me start with this. 6x is 3. And then we're going to raise that to the 4th power minus 8 times x, which is 3. And then we're going to square that, minus 8. Remember orders of operations. Oops, wrong color. Orders of operations, you start with your parentheses, which nothing to simplify in there. Then exponents. You have to do the exponents first. All right, so 3 to the 4th is 81. And then 3 squared is 9. All right, we have to multiply this out, which gets me a total of 486 minus 72 minus 8. All right, so sometimes what I like to do is I like to add my negatives together before I subtract. So negative 72, negative 8 is negative 80. So 486 minus 80 is 406. And this is in inches square because area has square units. Okay, all right, that's it. Make sure you study up.